Hello friends. So, I've decided to go and make an August reading journal. So this is what I want to read in August. I separated this out into different categories. I have what I want to read off of Audible, what I want to read off my Kindle, what I want to read as far as my physical books that I have in my apartment, and then I have, so because of Audible, we also have great courses. So I end up having all these great courses through Audible that I just haven't read yet. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to get on that. So because I have so many, I've split it up into different categories. So let's go through the Audible ones first. So first, I want to go through, originally it was going to be The Crown's Game, but I ended up actually reading that in July. So now I'm going to move on to the second one, and that's The Crown's Fate. And then this next one is The Spy Who Couldn't Spell. This is an interesting one that I found on Audible. One day I was looking up espionage novels and everything, because I primarily enjoy like political thrillers, espionage novels, things like that. So so The Spy Who Couldn't Spell, very interesting, seems interesting. I want to find out more about that book. Think and Grow Rich. I have that one in Audible. I also have it in physical form now, but since I started it on Audible, I kind of want to finish it in Audible and everything. 3 Days in Moscow. This is an interesting book about Ronald Reagan, the ending of the Cold War, things and everything that happened there historically. And then a book called Unscripted by M.J. DeMarco. So that book, I don't know how to describe M.J. DeMarco. He has a very eccentric personality. So I think that's why I enjoy that one so much. It's kind of, right now it's entertaining, but I mean, he does make some interesting points in there. Anyway, so that's everything on my Audible. And then on my Kindle reads, so I was originally so I'm in the middle of this one series called, it's called like the Michael Bennett series, but it's basically like, it has the I Candidate, the I Congressman, the I Speaker, and the I American in it. So that was going to be my original read on my Kindle for the month of August, but what happened was I ended up having to read that in July because the end of the second book in that series, the I Congressman book, was left on such a big cliffhanger. I had to know what happened, and so I had to start the I Speaker, which was the third book in that series, which also ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. And so I wanted to start the I American right away, but then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait till August because we are one day away from August, and so I was just like, yeah, that needs to just be waited on. So my Kindle reads now are The Serpent and Wings of the Night, because I've heard some stuff about that. It seems interesting. A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR. I'm actually currently reading that one. I have gotten to chapter 9 right now, and I'm gonna try to finish it up in the month of August. The I American, finishing off that little series, that Michael Bennett series. That one's an interesting series to talk about. Akamath, which is the second of the ACOTAR series. I have no idea what it's about, but I know everybody says, oh, I love Akamath, blah, blah, blah. And The Housemaid, because that's on Kindle Unlimited, I think. And it seemed really interesting. And then for physical copies of books, we have Dance of Thieves, Vow of Thieves, The Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, and Love Theoretically. And yes, those are all part of series. But, yeah. And then on that great courses thing, like I was saying earlier, with some Audible, you get great courses or whatever. So the first one is Understanding Misconceptions of Science, which I'm in the middle of. I feel like I've been on that one for quite a while, and I just want to finish it off. Then we have one called Money and Banking, What Everybody Should Know. And it seems interesting because, like, I guarantee you there's a bunch about money and banking that I don't know, and there's probably plenty that other people don't know. And then we have one called Books That Matter, Federalist Papers. That one is just, so the third one on this, that one I can roll over to another month if I want, if I need to, or if I went too ambitious with this entire thing and I can't and I can't make it's fine. So basically, I want to do 15 books, 5 in Audible, 5 in Kindle, and 5 physical reads. And then I wanted to do at least 2 Great Courses books. But I wasn't sure about if I should try to squeeze in 3 Great Courses ones, because those things can be long, and obviously being nonfiction, it's very easy for me to lose interest in them halfway through or something. So yeah. So that's the actual to be read list for August. And then on this journal, I also have what days I'm reading. So I put all the days of the month, and for every single day that I read, I'm going to highlight, I'm going to highlight it or mark through the day or something. And then over here, if there's any other things that I end up getting to this month, like if I go strictly off the TBR, I probably won't. But sometimes I have a plan, but who knows? Honestly, I don't know for sure. What if I end up getting to one of these books, hating it, and not finishing it? Anyway, yeah, so this is just a space to put anything else that was read or anything else. And then I have the final space in my journal is star ratings and series that I finished this month, which obviously that Michael Bennett one is going to be finished. That series is very interesting, but overall, I would say that series is right now I would say that series is about 3 stars, which is, it's okay. It just drags on. At this point, it's just kind of dragging on forever, especially the third book. The third book, it took 75% of the way through before I was happy with it. Before the title of the book even made sense. And I was like, I expected just so much more from that book specifically, because the third book in the Michael Bennett iCandidate series is called The I Speaker. So what I was thinking was going to happen is that the main character was going to become the Speaker of the House of Representatives. That's what I thought was going to happen. Well, that's not what ends up happening in this book. The very end of it has you left on a small cliffhanger, and you do want to start off the 4th book. But again, the third book was just kind of a bit of a flop by comparison. The first book I did, the iCandidate one, I was just like, oh my gosh, that book is amazing. So I gave that one a 5-star. And then I don't know what happened. The second book, it was still very good, so I gave it 4. It just wasn't quite as captivating, but it was still whoa. Had quite a bit of shock value. So the iCandidate book, I gave 5 stars. The iCongressman book, which is the second one, I gave 4. And then the iSpeaker, the third book, I gave a 3, because it was a good book and it leads you right into the next one, but it was dragged on way too long. So anyway, I will be updating this throughout the month of August, possibly, letting you know how it goes. So this is I'm just recording everything in just a notebook, being like, this is what I want to read. This is so I'm going to let y'all know as I get through these.